Okay, it's auction time yet again. I have 4 items scheduled to go to auction. We're going to be going over each item individually and do a quick chat about each item. 3 of these items did originally come from auction, so in the description below I will include what I originally paid for these items, and after the auction in April, we'll do a separate video showing what these items ended up selling for, and hopefully I'll make a profit on these items. The first item is the Ford New Holland LS55. This did originally come with a snowblower, a Toro snowblower to be exact, but I sold that separately. I do have the deck for this machine, but to make it easier to transport, the deck will be put back on this machine once we get to auction. Overall, very nice machine. It was completely restored before I purchased it, but unfortunately, when I was cleaning it, the hood did get damaged. Unfortunately, there is nothing I can do about that. And there is one item I do still got to pull back off of it. That is the Toro trailer hitch. This was also sold on a green light, so run, drive, function. The second item that is going to auction is the Kubota G1800. This is also a complete machine. As you can see, the deck is on this machine. This deck is extremely heavy, so installing it now is so much easier than dealing with when we get to the auction. This did originally come with 2 decks, a 60-inch and this 54-inch. I sold the 60-inch. I made a decent profit off of that 60-inch deck, so I'm happy with that. I'm hoping to at least make my money back on this machine and then some. This machine was originally sold on a red light since somebody had swiped the keys, but now it will be sold on a green light. It does have a brand new set of front tires, which is nice. I have done the oil, fuel filter, and a few other things to this machine, like some electrical upgrades. Unfortunately, the auto shutdown does not work on this machine. It's worked maybe once or twice throughout the entire time I've had it. It's not really a big deal. It shouldn't really hurt its actual overall value. The third item that's going to auction is this King Canada 5000 watt diesel generator. This was also sold on a red light. It had no battery, had the key, but they could not start it to verify that it actually run and was functional. They don't actually start items at this auction because they don't want to be responsible for damage, but they just take the word of the seller if it's a functioning machine or not. And this was sold, like I said, on a red light, so non-functional. Overall, a fairly decent generator, just something I don't need. I did originally buy it to fix and resell, and I did have this listed on Marketplace for a little while. I had some interest, but not enough interest, so I've decided to send it back to auction. The final item that is going is my Yanmar diesel swapped Cub Cadet. This machine is overall a fairly decent machine. I paid $850 for this machine. I have approximately $1,000 invested in this machine total. That does not include the bucket. The bucket at this point is free. Since the machine that the bucket came off of, I did sell for more than I actually paid for the entire setup. This was originally on a Deutz Alice tractor. I took it off. I was originally going to put it on a smaller machine, but that bucket weighs quite a bit, and it really needs a full frame machine to handle the weight of that bucket. Overall, decent machine, runs, drives, functions. There's that Yanmar turbo diesel. I did a lot of wiring upgrades on this machine, did some work to the fuel system. Originally the fuel pump was mounted down in there. It's now underneath near the drive shaft, not too close to the drive shaft, but near the drive shaft. Rewired all the lights and basically went through this entire machine and just cleaned it up and make it look a lot better and make it more functionable. It definitely does need wheel weights. It's very light in the rear end, so wheel weights would definitely be a must if you're actually going to use this machine to dig and do landscaping with it, which it is set up to do. I don't really know the how capable these Johnny buckets are, but from what I've seen, they actually do a fairly decent job. So attached to this machine right here isn't too bad because this engine is a really low idling engine, so it'll just sit there and idle and run all day long. This engine originally did come out of a diesel generator without the turbo, I believe. So it's actually designed just to sit there and run all day long and just do what it's designed to do. So this is also obviously going to be sold on a green light. Everything I'm sending is being sold on a green light since it is all functioning. I do got to go through everything, put the batteries on a charger once more, make sure the batteries are good and charged, because they'll be potentially sitting at least a month at the auction, because the auction is not till April 16th, so just about a month away now at this point. So batteries in colder weather might degrade a bit, but I've never had issues starting this in the cold. I've had some issues with the Kubota. It's sometimes a bit of a bitch to start when it's cold. The Ford, I've never had an issue. I've never had to jump the battery in this, so it should be fine. Same with the diesel generator. I've had some issues with it in this extreme cold, but it usually does okay as long as you run the glow plug and give it a chance to actually start up and run. You're usually okay. So anyways, that's the 4 items that are going. This is the current condition of the items. Everything is a running and functioning machine, and hopefully nothing happens to them while at auction, and we'll be good to go, and hopefully we actually make a profit on all of these machines, or at least on the 3 machines I purchased from auction. Hopefully I make a profit on the Cub Cadet. Like I said, I'm all into the Cub Cadet for $1,000. He originally had it listed for $1,000, $1,000 or $1,100 on Facebook Marketplace. So he couldn't get that. He lowered it to $850. I bought it for $850, delivered, and added the Johnny bucket. Went through, rewired the entire machine pretty much, and just cleaned up the stuff he had done wrong. So, and made it a little bit more the functionality of this machine I made a little bit better. So anyways, that's pretty much it for everything that's going. And like I said, we'll make a video after the auction just showing what everything actually went for. So I'll talk to them later. Please keep it redneck like always, and please subscribe and comment.